Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and across the internet for me is...
I am Rody John, and across the interwebs for me is...
Amy.
On today's show, we talk to Eoin and Dakota from the Cove Recording Studio right here in Arlington, Texas, about what an impressive studio they have, how COVID has affected and changed the recording business, and what the future holds for the Cove. What have y'all been up to?
Well, I have been pretty busy working, like I think a lot of us have. I've got a child in school. I can't say that I've been to anywhere local in the last little bit, but that also means that I'm not spreading any viruses. We're lucky enough to work from home. My kid is as well. But I know, Daryl, that means you guys are doing a whole lot more stuff at your house now from home.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Working from home. We're both working from home. Actually, Haley has to go to school some days. But she's doing a lot of stuff from home. She's doing her clinicals from home. That's weird.
That's what I want to do. I want you to talk about that. Where does Haley go to school?
She goes to TCC, the nursing program. We talked about it like two shows ago. These people know what's up.
I know, but I'm really proud. It's a really good program.
Yeah. I know she goes to the Trinity River campus on Tuesdays, but she's here on Thursdays, and her clinicals on Sundays they're here, which is super weird because normally clinicals you go somewhere and do stuff. But
yeah. How does that work?
Right now they just have to do like basically virtual labs. Like same thing I'm doing honestly, except that she's like talking to a virtual patient and I'm turning on a virtual computer.
Well, that's interesting. I was kind of picturing it like they just have like an iPad on an IV pole, and you have like the person you would normally be shadowing, but they're like...
No, it's not like that at all.
That's why I imagine doctors in the future will be like, just...
Okay.
No, I think that they basically were like, yeah, this is kind of the worst time to come do this, but we kind of need you too, so stick it out.
Yeah, and there's a shortage of nurses.
Yeah, I mean,
all over the country, so.
It's going to be a shortage for the rest of our lives, probably. Well, for the rest of old people's lives, because all those boomers are getting old and they need nurses.
Mm-hmm.
These are facts.
And then
there's nurses of all kinds, so
there are doctor nurses.
Yeah,
you can get a doctorate in nursing.
You can.
Sorry,
I cut you off. Rody, what have you been doing?
Over the weekend, I went out to Fort Worth because Kyle from Pele Pro Wrestling was co-promoting Indie Expo at the Rail Club, which was fun. That place is BYOB, which I did not know, but they had 51% flags up, so that confused me a bit. Yeah. So, but the show was fantastic. The next Pele Pro Wrestling show, if you guys want to check it out, it will be at Legal Draft February 12th. The show's stacked. Their champion, Sam Adonis, which is a huge name down in Mexico, trying to make his name up here in America even bigger. He will be facing Psycho Clown, which is a huge wrestling name down in Mexico. He's basically the John Cena of Mexico. So that's what, I don't live in Mexico, so that's what I'm going to take Kyle's.
The John Cena of Mexico, but okay.
And don't forget, we have a huge thing coming to Arlington, wrestling-wise.
That's true.
I think next April.
Yeah, 2022.
2022.
WrestleMania will be returning to AT&T Stadium.
Hopefully they'll talk about Arlington instead of Dallas this time.
Let's hope. I mean, they're just putting the big cowboy star up for right now. They're not saying Dallas. They did say Arlington, though, so.
They did?
Yes. So
Arlington should put that in their contract to be like, we are Arlington.
Yeah.
Call us Arlington.
DFWA.
I would be like, Jerry Jones, we're going to raise your taxes from $0 to at least $3. If you don't start telling them.
He'd be like, how dare you? No.
Okay, I'll tell him to say Arlington.
Uncle.
Not $3. What am I going to do?
$3. Oh, that's going to bankrupt me. I'll have to sell one of my yachts.
Didn't he have just one big mega one now? It's like,
yeah, he combined them. It was like a Megazord situation, right? It was like... No, it wasn't like that at all. He bought a really big one. He bought a really big one instead of paying taxes to the city of Arlington. I'm not salty about it, just a little bit.
Why would you? Taxes, who needs them? But where else have I been? I checked out White Rhino, which is a new coffee place that's opened up. on Border and Mary.
Now that we have so many independent coffee places, how would you... Do you think... I feel like they have a bit of a distinctive identity, all of them.
Yes. This one is basically... It seems like it's in a house, kind of nicer than old school, I would say. But they do have a very nice patio. They have a outside seating area outside the patio, which is very nice. And you're basically almost on UTA campus. So it is pretty close to Inclusion, because Inclusion's on Center and Abrams, and this is just a block or two south or southeast. But I don't think there should be any problem. They're completely different kind of setups. Coffee's great there. They have a lot of food options as well. Good stuff for vegans, gluten-free, if you guys are into all that. But yeah, I liked it. It was good. I haven't checked out what it looks like at nighttime. They might have singer-songwriters or see if they do any open mics, but, we'll see.
You could be the king of the open mic scene at all the coffee houses here.
You almost are.
I could just be booked up all week. If
You'll be like, I'm at this coffee place, come to this coffee place.
I'm going to, you know what? That's my goal now for 2021, is to be the open mic king of Arlington.
Oh, Brody John, the open mic king of Arlington.
Yeah, is this Brody John open mic? Okay, I'll be there.
Oh, yes. I'll do that. Yes.
Speaking of which, this Thursday at Grounds and Gold, I will be hosting the open mic night again, because I am now COVID-free. So come out. And,
you got them antibodies, son.
I did. I happen to be very lucky. Some people are not, but obviously people still wear masks. That's what we're trying to keep this thing down and keep it going away.
Cool. All right. Well, hello, everyone. I am Daryl Smith Jr. with Arlington Citizen Media. To my right is...
I am Brody John from Arlington Citizen Media.
We are live, obviously, at the Cove Studios with Eoin Donovan and Dakota Jimenez. We're going to talk about the Cove Studios and how it came about and just, have a good conversation about it. You guys ready?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you for having us. I guess, the first question that we would have is, who had the idea for the Cove? Where did it come from? How long has it been here?
The Cove is actually owned by Alan Pecci. It was original Aaron Avenue Records. The Cove, the studio, I believe it's been around about 5 years. It's a little before my time with the company. But they redid everything. It used to be just one room with a window, and then they took out the garages and they redid everything. Like, they put up new floors, new walls. The garage doors are still here. Yeah, to answer your question, Alan Pecci, he's the mastermind behind all this.
So how did both of you come into the picture then?
I have worked for Alan Pecci for a little over a year.
Okay.
And I met Dakota through Jack Watkins, who was previously managing the Cove. And we just kind of hit it off, and we decided to work together on a live streaming project. He was already kind of recording up here, and I recently got the promotion to studio manager, so now we're working a little bit closer together.
Yeah, I also came into this through Jack. I met him, I guess, at Truth Vinyl or something, and we got to talking, and I told him how I do some recording, and he was like, "Oh, come check out our studio." And of course, I was interested.
Yeah, right.
That's how I got involved. Jack kind of pulled me in and gave me a home here to do some recording. So shout out to Jack.
Yeah. So we got to look around the studio, and it is impressive. I live literally in this neighborhood that we're in right now. I walked here today, but you come in, and it really, and I remarked to you guys a little bit earlier, it feels like you walk into this like really different space than you were outside, and like you just feel I just feel creative when I come in here. Like I think you guys have done a really good job setting it up, and the equipment looks great.
where did all the, you talk about some vintage mics that you had in there. How did all that come together? Was that all here prior to y'all getting involved as well?
Yeah.
Yes. That's all Alan Pecci.
Gotcha. What's it like working with that stuff though? Because I'm a punk rock engineer from way back in the day, so
Awesome.
I have a little bit of.
He's made some mixtapes. Don't.
I haven't made any mixtapes. I've recorded some bands and I've been in bands, so I have a little engineering background myself. But what's it like to work with this stuff? Because I'm like
Well, you used to work at
everything.
Laser Tracks, and they used to have a studio in there, the much smaller scale than
It
this.
was like the size of this ISO room.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you guys think about working with that kind of equipment? Like,
It's definitely really cool. It gives you a different perspective on. You don't have to just use the standard microphones of today. It's like we have this great catalog of microphones, amplifiers, outboard gear that we can draw from, and we can understand like, oh, this makes this sound really great. This will make it sound greater. So it's always fun to have. I think we have probably 15 amps just in this room. We've got custom drum hardware, drum shells.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cymbals.
anything you can think of, it's somewhere in this building or in another warehouse.
Yeah. We have plenty of music gear that's actually not even here. So, Alan's got a pretty decent guitar collection. I mean, there's just a handful.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah, we're looking at 3 right now.
Yeah.
Now, when you gave us a tour earlier, you were saying, first off, how many rooms can you record in here?
Can you record?
Yeah,
Okay.
like if,
Yeah,
what
how many
rooms are you
rooms
talking
do
about?
you have in here? I guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
let's
guess
see.
technically 4 if you count this one as. I mean, we don't like try to advertise. Hey, come directly into
Right.
But I guess the 3 at the moment.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then,
we've had people come in here and record acoustic guitar. We've done bass. I mean, you can the roads over there. You can go direct in. So yeah, this can be a recording room.
So you have the control room,
Right.
but you also have there's a piano over in the room to our right.
Yeah, we have these 2 ISOs in here. That one's a little bit bigger. This one's a little smaller.
Right.
Probably only enough for, like Dakota was saying earlier, a saxophone vocalist.
Vocal or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
now an
Yes.
ISO for people who are not in the music,
fair.
do not know.
That's fair.
Like, I know roughly what you're talking about, but I don't know. Like,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isolation rooms, though, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
isolation
yes.
room.
We were speaking in code. And
I was. I'm talking to engineers now. Let's talk about this. Let's go there. I don't get to do that very often,
Yeah.
so it's fun. And then you have the drum room, the more live room over there.
Which has a monitor in it that they can
Yeah.
talk back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it's our talkback system.
Right.
I've driven past this place a couple of times, and I just was like, I don't know. And now that I've been here, this is like a hidden gem.
Yes.
Not only because of the recording studio, but you guys were telling us about, having the rooms upstairs open to musicians. Like, we saw a couple of them. They look really cool.
Yeah.
What are your plans for those?
Well, if a musician from out of town has an album that they're recording, I guess a week at a time, even a month, that would be great, by the way. But they can stay up here, and they can have an engineer stay with them, or whatever the situation is, and that they can come down here and record at any hour they want to.
Yeah. Picture a musician B&B almost.
Right. So there are those great stories about Red Hot Chili Peppers when they recorded Blood Sugar Sex Magic. They stayed in the house and recorded in the house.
The Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin. Whenever
Queen,
whenever they
bands.
set up the drums for Levy Breaks, they just happened to do it in the under the stairwell, and the sound was just amazing.
Yeah.
So, could people actually record? Okay, so let's give the backstory. When you walk in here, you look like you're walking into a house because there is a living
Yes.
room. They do have the stairs that go up to the bedroom, and then there's the kitchen, and you can go out to the backyard. Which the backyard is absolutely beautiful. And 4th of July or summertime in general, there's a pool out there. There's a beautiful
I would
canopy.
come record an album here just to
Yeah.
stay here.
Uh-huh.
I live down the street because the backyard is so cool.
Right, it's massive. But so people record outside of the studio. Like, let's say they're setting up and the sound is right and they're just feeling it. Is there a way to record, like maybe
Yeah,
in the kitchen? Okay,
I
yeah.
don't see why not. We could just run a few XLRs,
Right.
daisy chain outside. Make sure we're not going to get a microphone wet or damaged. But
Yeah, we're not playing. We're not recording in the pool.
I don't know.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it though. Like, how do you
It's
do
like,
that?
would that sound good?
Right? I was.
Well, I mean, people used to use phones in the pools. I mean,
I'd say bring your own mic.
That's fair. So, like, what? We talked a little bit about how you guys have been here a little since before COVID, I guess, or right as COVID started. Both of you, like, really kind of working here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of been before that because I started recording here, and I guess around the fall of 2018.
Oh,
wow, okay.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So the Cove is officially open
Yeah,
as of
now.
2020.
Gotcha,
But beforehand,
gotcha,
it was just
gotcha.
kind of private appointments.
Gotcha. So now it's like
Beforehand, but
studio that you
it's-
can come in. And
Give us a
Yes.
call.
record.
Give us an email. We'd love to have you.
So who have you recorded so far? Anyone? Any projects that you're really excited about, or got a really great sound out of?
Who's been here? I've recorded Abel Delilah.
Oh,
here.
We had Kane on the show not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever actually released the song that they recorded.
Oh.
Which is a shame. It was great.
Are they keeping it, or?
I think I gave it to them. They have it.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe we'll talk to them. See.
Yeah,
Get
that's
an
right.
exclusive for this.
yeah, hit us back up. Let's record something.
Yeah.
We had Jesse Spradlin.
Yeah, we're working on an EP for her.
Wow.
Have you guys heard of Kirk Franklin?
I've
Yes,
heard.
we've
Yeah,
heard of
yeah,
Frank.
a little bit.
Okay. We have some of his engineers come in and out of here.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of his. There's a lot of connections to the church groups that he has,
Mhm.
and so we have a lot of gospel and R&B influenced
cool.
musicians
Very
here,
nice.
quite a bit. I actually just recorded an EP for a guy named Taylor Pace. He's jazz, funk, R&B.
Ooh.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun recording that.
Yeah.
Every musician through all these church groups they're pros. They're all
Yeah.
pros.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
I recorded a band, not too far from here. I worked at a studio like in downtown Arlington, almost like on Front Street. They tore the
Yeah.
building down now, but I had these two guys call me up one day, and they were like, "Hey, can we come in and play?" They were in a church group together, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll record whatever you want me to record." They came in and blew me away. It was the best recording session I ever had. I had no idea what was going on in it, and just talking about the musicianship, it was just insanely good.
It's
And it was
next
one of my
level.
favorite recording sessions of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're playing every Sunday. They got
Yeah.
a full-time gig and they got to play twice.
It was like
Yeah.
Prince walked into that
Right.
studio. They were just killing it. It's a guy, a keyboardist, and a drummer. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever recorded. It was so fun.
So you talked about some of the equipment, but can you roughly what do you guys have here that people could work with? Or they bring in their own stuff, or how are we?
A little boat.
Yeah.
If you've got like a microphone that you're just really particular to, I mean, definitely bring it. But
Right.
we've got a list that Owen's
wow.
pulling up. It's still a working list as we have yet to go through every piece of equipment.
Yeah, we've actually added some microphones in the past month.
Oh, cool.
I think
That's awesome.
I showed you those vintage one of the vintage microphones that I
Right.
just put back up in the closet. I haven't even gotten a chance to go through those. Those are Turners.
Do you know roughly age-wise what we're looking at?
We're looking at 50 plus years, maybe.
Oof.
They're
That's
probably from the
amazing.
60s. Some are from the 60s.
We probably have like 6 to 10 at least of those that are 50 plus.
Yeah, and then that's not even counting these Neumanns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a Neumann U87. We got a couple 67s. We have two 47s.
Those are really good mics.
Okay.
By the
Yeah.
way.
I like their numbers. Cool.
They're
Yeah.
incredibly good mics.
Yeah, we got AKGs, Telefunken.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Shure mics.
I've heard sure is great. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, sure. They're all
Yeah.
right.
Sure.
Sure, okay.
I kind of talking about me being a gearhead, like that kind of stuff. You're like speaking my language.
Yeah.
It's like remarked when I walked in. You have a 24 track 2-inch tape machine over there. Like I don't know how many studios have that around here.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think only Crystal Clear is the only one in the area, at least that I know of, that still does anything regarding tape.
Now, we are in the time of COVID and during a pandemic, and obviously we're all still wearing masks. You guys do have signs up with wipes and everything, so
We're definitely taking all of this stuff seriously.
as you should, obviously.
See if we can get in the
Yeah, there we go.
camera.
Yeah, we had our in-house
This,
graphic
right.
designer design this. I think he did a really good job on making it look like it's not
Yeah.
just not
Yeah.
just a boring sign.
Well, and the good thing is they have the ISO rooms, so you
Yeah, that's the great thing about the ISO rooms. Because obviously, if you're doing a vocal track, you don't want to sing with a mask on. But our rule is, if you're in the control room, distance as well as possible, mask mandatory.
Right.
But once you get into the control room, we give you a little bit more freedom since you're isolated.
Yeah.
Right.
hence the name.
Hence the ice.
Hence the name. Yeah.
So what other what else do you want to tell everyone about the Cove? I mean, for our listeners, when we get this, what can they expect? Because we talked a little about live streaming, maybe like.
Yes.
So Owen and I are actually starting this live stream series, and we're looking for artists. So ding ding ding, give us a call. So what we do is we've noticed that obviously since there can't be concerts, everyone's been live streaming. DJs, solo, acoustic.
I've seen you live stream.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, but you can't really put a band in a room and then just set up your iPhone and then because it's just not going to sound good.
Well, not only that, and it's aesthetically, it's not like super. I mean, it's fine. Don't get me wrong. Lots of bands are doing it, and you do what you got to do right now. But like,
So what we're doing to remedy that is we have these isolation rooms. We have all this gear. We've found a way to convert like the studio playback into a live stream.
cool.
So when you're recording here or when you're doing your live stream here, you can use all of our top class gear. You can use all of our microphones, any of the amps. I mean, whatever is in this studio, you can use that to like actually do your live stream. So you can come here and pretend like it was like a band performance, and we live stream that.
And it sounds great.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And also, you then have another album. Boom. Live from the Cove. Or what's the
series name?
Yeah, what's the series name?
You want to tell them all?
Oh.
Yeah. We were called Bounce House.
Oh,
at the Cove
I
Studios.
love it.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about it, and so Bounce House meaning whenever you bounce a track from the DAW. And
What is a
this
DAW?
is
Digital audio.
Digital
workstation.
audio workstation.
Okay.
So your Pro Tools, your GarageBand, Logics, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you call it whenever you're done with a particular mix. You bounce the file, and then that's something you can, like an MP3 or a WAV or AIFF, whatever.
Right.
And that's one of the cool things about the way we've integrated this is we're doing multi-cameras. We're doing, obviously, multi-track.
Right.
So we can have a clean sounding drum from the isolation room, and then have your guitar player in here and your singer in there.
Right.
And your live stream is basically going to sound like a studio album or like a KEXP or like a tiny desk. Essentially is what we're going for. And once we're done, we record the full live stream as well as the audio.
Yeah.
So you take it, you could have one full 1 hour video to post, or you can take it, chop it up, and have live whatever our song is called, and then just have multiples of those. So definitely a lot of cool things that you can do just specifically with this gear and our setup.
Plus the name is amazing.
I was about to say, like,
he's not going to
talk
talk live
about
from the
tiny
Bounce
desk,
House.
but like, Bounce House sounds like I love it.
Yeah.
It's so great.
That's all Owen. He
Yeah,
came
that's
up
great.
with that.
So smart.
I'm into it.
So you do have background working with bands in live situations because you were at Texas Live. How did you get into Texas Live? And tell us more about your DJing too, because you did quite a bit of that.
Yeah, definitely. So I got into Texas Live. Have y'all heard of this thing called the Chat and Do?
I think we may have heard.
Have y'all heard of this thing called the Chat and Do?
Shout out to David Coney.
Yeah, can we give a shout out to them real quick, because they're amazing. They have a fundraiser right now, so if you can donate to that, go hit them up.
Yeah, find them on Arlington Nights on Facebook. The donations right there. Buy a shirt. Buy
this shirt.
Buy
Buy that
shirt.
shirt.
Yeah.
Everyone has
They
it.
also have it in white.
And
So
you look cool. You look cool when you wear it.
I feel like I look the coolest when I wear it.
Oh, you definitely do. And so they had a chat and do, and I met the guy who's now my boss. And this was before they opened.
Right.
And so, I had no idea what it was, or how big of a thing it was going to be for like Arlington music and like what it was essentially. So I handed him a resume, and he hired me on the spot.
Right.
And that's kind of how I started doing live sound there. And then eventually they asked me to DJ because they started doing all the EDM stuff.
Right.
So-
DFW EDM was doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Brandon.
We talked about him.
He's a good friend. I caught that episode. He's
Super
a good
cool
guy.
guy.
He's doing a lot for the
I'd love to
scene.
talk to him again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He's I'll reach out and see if maybe we could do a joint episode together.
Hey.
So Brandon, if you're listening, let's
Maybe he can be also live from the bounce house.
live from the bounce house.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we do a lot of EDM there. But I DJ pre-COVID, of course.
Right.
I was DJing there pretty much every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night.
Wow.
So, I think in 2019 I played 90 plus dates.
Ah,
there.
look at you.
So, yeah, just DJing pretty much there, but I'm trying to branch out into other places once COVID is over.
Right. Now, what are y'all's backgrounds in music? Because you mentioned you're at Texas Live, music, or I guess education-wise, where did you go before that? And Owen, obviously, same.
Yeah, you want to go first? I feel like I've been doing some talking.
Yeah, I've been playing music since I was probably 4 years old.
Okay.
I played in an orchestra, upright bass. I played in a jazz band for 4 years, 2 in high school, 2 in college. I played in and out of bands with friends, and all across DFW. I was actually nominated Best Bassist Performance in 2014 by Fort Worth Weekly.
Whoa,
Nice.
That was a fun experience. I've released my own projects, like a solo project, a few years ago. I'm actually working on something here. Maybe, I don't know. It still has a lot more work to do. Maybe a few months down the line.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my deal. I can play pretty much whatever with strings. I wouldn't consider myself like a banjo player per se.
It's hard.
But,
I've heard it's very hard.
Just dabbling mainly is what I do. But yeah, that's kind of my background in musicianship.
So I started playing guitar when I was about 14.
Okay.
And of course I was like, man, I'm going to be a guitar player when I grow up. That's what I'm going to do. And so I went to the University of North Texas to study music, and I got there, and I realized I was just not in that class of player. So I decided I was going to learn to record.
Yeah.
So I ended up working in the recording studio at UNT, and I recorded a lot of the live jazz, the classical music there.
Right.
So that's how I got into the recording world.
Very nice. My brother was a DJ up there at UNT.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Spinning those jazz records.
He sure was. He was playing this classical like nobody's business. So we have a segment on the show called Terminative Toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. What is y'all's favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Okay, my favorite pizza place is not open yet.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Uh-oh.
They should be this month from what I've heard.
Yes, Cane Rosso,
Yeah.
please open right now. Right now, okay?
Are you
Please.
listening? Please open.
Please.
I ate them. I ate their food in Fort Worth for the first time, and whenever I heard Cane Rosso was opening a branch in Arlington, I flipped out.
Yeah.
I work next to the one in Carrollton, so when I heard it was opening here a year ago, I was like, yes! And I'm with you. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
Please.
Yeah. I mean, they made it official on Twitter, so we'll see.
But I think
that's all our news now, right? So,
Okay. Well, I guess open currently. There's a place off of Doug Russell, New York Pizza. It's right next to New York Eats.
Right.
They're my favorite current pizza place.
Yeah.
But what about you, Dakota?
So mine's kind of a cop-out answer. I love CC's.
You know what? I love CC's.
I mean, I like.
I get it.
I haven't tried the new one
understand.
with the breadsticks. Yeah, I want to try it.
It's just such an amazing concept to me. You go in, you
I-
pay
if I-
$6, $5.99 and change, and you just get as much pizza as you want. It's like I love that.
Even today, I know that there's better pizza out there.
Sure.
But can I get as much quantity? for
Right,
$6?
right.
It's I fell in love with it when I was in college, and it's it was poor, and it's CC's, man. It's it's always the go-to.
I fell in love with it as a kid.
Yeah, I was about to
Oh,
say,
yeah,
when I was in high
back in
school,
our
we
day.
would go. I would go to the one on South Cooper. My friends and I, when we were 13, we would eat. We would
Nice.
eat. We would go play video games at the arcade,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we'd eat again. We'd be there for 3 hours, right? Let's eat again.
Yeah.
They had those desserts with the powdered sugar on top. I forgot. Did they? I
Like
don't know if they
the
still have-
brownies? Yeah, they still have those.
Not the brownies.
Oh,
no.
not the brownies?
It was like a cinnamon.
It was like a cinnamon. I think they
Was
they
it-
still.
was
I
it
don't
like
think they do.
I haven't been to CC's.
Was it like a lemon apple kind of thing?
No, it was just
Those,
like
brownies, right?
No,
the
it was like a
brownies
cinnamon-
brownies are there now.
Yeah, brownies are still there.
I mean,
It's like a
I think
cinnamon
he's talking
thing.
about.
Yeah, it's almost like a cinnamon roll, but
Oh, I-
better. And I don't know.
They do not have those anymore. No.
That's unfortunate.
I don't think so. Anymore.
I used to inhale literally those brownies, the powder,
Yeah.
and I,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start coughing. 'Cause you're like,
It's like a cinnamon challenge.
yeah, it was awful. Not CC's.
I found macaroni and cheese on a pizza there first, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
At CC's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always get it.
Yeah. Oh, it's still there?
Yeah, you have to ask them, like, they'll do a custom, like a mini one for you, but I always get it.
Yeah.
Hey, I came to CC's. I need that mac and cheese pizza, please.
Okay, get the buffet, and also while I'm here,
It's almost like a Ponchos where they put like this little flag on your table,
no,
and you get like a custom.
Yeah. I haven't been since COVID started.
Yeah,
CC's,
yeah.
unfortunately. Sorry, CC's.
Sorry,
I mean, I haven't been since they changed their logo. So
Oh man,
you
I know it's been a long time.
You know what?
Post COVID, that's the first place we're going.
Yes, the logo is what changed.
I was like,
for it.
that's what you chose?
He said,
I'm
I'm
out.
out.
Yeah.
I cannot do this. No
Cut
CC's.
it out. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Don't want it.
that's something I'm looking forward to post COVID. It's concerts and
Yes.
buffets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like full concerts.
Oh yeah,
Like small concerts are great. I love seeing the singer-songwriters in person and love the live music
Yeah.
atmosphere. But there's nothing like being in a club in Deep Ellum or Fort Worth where it's just like everyone's packed.
yeah,
But you know, it'll come back. It's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's on its way.
Within a year or two, we'll be.
That's what I miss most about
Elbow
DJing
elbow.
is because I would have those subwoofers that were like
Right.
the size of trucks, and it's just like boom, nothing compares.
I've been to one of those EDM shows at Texas Live, and it is
Cinnamon
fun.
apple
Yeah.
pizza, huh?
Yeah,
We got people
I've been
chiming in.
neglecting our.
Oh,
Sorry,
comments.
everyone.
Sorry, guys. Shout out to Gerald Kern, Will Shotwell.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
Loving the Arlington Nights shirt.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You can get your own. Go to Arlington Nights on Facebook. Also, donate. Get one of those beautiful T-shirts.
Help us become a real 501
Yeah.
Yeah.
3C or C. I don't know how it is.
There's a lot of
I'm on the
numbers and
board. I
letters
should
in
know
there.
that.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Help them become better.
Yes.
Because they're
Well, what's great about Arlington Nights is
Arlington
they.
Citizen Media said hi. We said hi to ourselves.
Hey,
hey.
good job for us. That could be Amy. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
It's our partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But no, Arlington Nights just wants to bring musicians and these clubs and these restaurants together.
Yeah.
Like Texas Live. I like Texas Live.
It's Amy.
I'm a sports fan, and the whole concept's great. Beer might be a little overpriced, but it's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But they don't, unfortunately, have a lot of local people to come in there.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, I understand why they're a big thing. They're connecting the giant stadium, new stadium, but at the same time, you need to have that local flavor. You need to have those local musicians. DFW is huge.
Yeah,
There's no reason
I
whatsoever.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I was in charge of booking because I would book my friends.
Right.
But yeah, it's something we need there.
Right.
You know, if we have like Tuesday nights where it's like things aren't as bumping, it's like get some locals. They'll bring people.
Yeah, like, did you go to the Our Town, Our Sound? At,
Yeah, of
Jimmy
course.
School? Okay, yeah. So,
If we could do something like that,
Exactly.
man, like that was such a great night,
Yes.
and like that was, I think, like in January, right before the shutdown.
yeah.
I think that was like one of my last big things that I went
It
to.
felt like also the scene in Arlington, especially like the music was really like on its way up, and then
Right.
COVID kind of just.
boom.
Right.
But the good thing is once COVID's over, it's just gonna.
Oh, of
I think
course,
I
yeah.
think so too. And I, kind of talking about local music scenes. Garrett Martin,
Yeah.
Yes.
our friend,
Shout out to
the
Garrett
friend of the pod, Garrett
Yeah.
Martin, friend of Arlington, Garrett Martin.
the world.
friend of humanity.
Yeah,
I would
really.
agree with that.
Genuinely
too.
the
I would
nicest
absolutely agree with that. I asked him one time when we kind of first started getting into all this, and we were like, well, where should bands in Arlington go record? And he told me, he said the Cove.
Yeah.
That's where they should be going. And after being here, I 100% agree.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be telling people, you don't need to go to anywhere else. You got it here.
Right.
This place is 100% as Arlington as it gets.
Yeah,
Exactly.
From the roots to, I mean, who works here to who we want in here, and I mean, like it's like a hometown thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what have you seen from the musicians coming in here about what is happening in the music scene in DFW right now? Like, what is kind of the vibe you guys are getting?
Oh, I have noticed that a lot of people like to bring their camera setups in here and do live streaming.
Okay.
Which is kind of what got. It's funny. Dakota and I had the same idea at the same time, and he contacted me, and we decided
I
to
think we
collaborate.
had like a session that day, and as I was leaving, I was like, "Oh man, I forgot to ask Owen if I could do a live stream there." And then he was like, "Boom, let's do it."
Yeah, but people have been doing their own live streams here while they're recording. So I was like, why can't we just
Do that.
Yeah, like have our own. And so yeah, that's the Dakota and I have been doing a lot of research, making sure we know how to make everything work.
Yeah.
and we're ready. We offer live streaming now, so
yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah,
we do live streaming now, so come on through. Even if it's just you want to record and want to look at doing some live streaming stuff, just give us a call.
Yeah.
Owen will put his email in the.
Yeah, I'll put my email in the comments. If you guys want to do a virtual tour, I can FaceTime you or it's something. We'll figure it out. But that was the main thing I noticed about artists coming in here lately about the music scene is their live stream.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, it's basically like kind of like that behind the scene documentary, but you're seeing it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what if like Nirvana had been doing that? Like, what making Nevermind, right? Like, I would have been, as a fan, I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. But at the same time, like,
came out, but
recording an album can be a long process.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of dead space of people just hanging out. And
we're in a day where it's like content is king. Like,
of course.
If you're not putting content on your social media, it's like that's what hypes up your album. That's what hypes up your release. Is people can see the behind the scenes of how this vocal track was recorded, or how many times you had to punch in because you couldn't do it,
right?
Or just like we're planning on doing like tutorials. We're planning on doing a bunch of different stuff.
I hadn't even thought about that. You brought up that point, like for someone that doesn't like, I've been recording a long time, so I understand that like you don't generally get what you hear on the album the first time.
Right. Oh, you never.
Like so there is a lot of that I don't think people really know or see. Like, we did that guitar solo 25 times before we finally nailed it. Or we did it in bits and pieces so you could get it. I had not really thought about like showing that kind of thing, but I would, as a musician and as a fan of music, I would be fascinated.
Oh, as a nerd, I love that stuff.
Right.
I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, that's what I look for. Like, so I don't play music, but I'm a fan of music in general, and so I love all the behind the scenes of like, oh, how was that made? Or like the Sound City documentary. We watched that thing.
Yeah.
We did watch that.
That and the Foo Fighter documentary. We wore those things out. But it's those behind the scenes stories of like, how did they do this? What are they doing? Like the layering too. It's just awesome. It makes the album itself better.
Yeah.
And the songs and everything.
Yeah. It's just the whole unified experience of the package of music.
Right, exactly. So, again, if people do want to book you guys, how would they do so?
If you guys want to book the Cove Studios, you send me an email at I've got a weirdly spelled name. I'll put it in the comments. It's owen@petchymusic.com. And I will do that now. And in fact, we got a question.
We get
from
questions.
Amy.
From Amy after that.
How is your art changing during COVID? Man,
how is your art changing? Because you were I kind of talked about how you did the DJ sets like on streaming. Were you doing that before COVID, or is that like
a little?
Of COVID?
So like I had gotten into streaming probably a couple years ago, like just doing gaming. So I was fortunate enough to like I had all this gear lying around.
Oh, okay. So you had to Twitch and everything.
Yeah. I was doing Twitch, a little bit of Facebook Live, but like as soon as everything got shut down, you could go on Amazon and you could not find webcams because they were just all back ordered. So I was kind of, I don't want to say the first, but I was in that early wave of.
I remember.
Yeah, in March I think I live streamed. Because I think things got shut down like the 18th of March. I think the 19th of March I started streaming, and I had probably 6 or 7 dates in March that I was just live streaming.
Right.
You had themes too, right? Like you had themes too.
I had like a disco one. I had like an EDM house. So, I mean, like I said, content is king. If you can keep people entertained while they have nothing to do, that's it, you're just going to boost yourself.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I've seen multiple DJ live streams, and with the light show behind them, and like all the. Do you do any of the visual, like the? Okay, so you do DJing and VJing.
Well, so I have a set of visuals that I have actually yet to put on my stream.
Oh, okay.
But like I'm working, like now that we have all this time, it's like I'm working on. For once my live stream does come back, or not my live stream, my live sets.
Yeah.
Because Texas Live has that 100-foot.
Yep.
And you said you've been there, so it's like you know what it's like. I'm working on something for that. So I guess that's one way the art has changed. Is I'm more focused on the experience as a whole.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like these live streams are just getting so advanced. Like people have lights, people have visuals, people have like the CO2 cannons and the smoke machine. I mean, it's
inside their house.
It's nuts what these people are doing. But yeah, I guess that's one way that the art at least for my DJing, is changing. With recording, I think it's just gotten. I don't know. What would you say? Because people come in here and they're still pretty.
They send files back and forth. For example, one of our so going back to Jessie Spradlin, she has done most of. She's doing a Christmas song.
Oh, cool.
She has some of it here, and she sent some files over to her drummer at a different studio, and I believe he's working on some drum tracks for that one. So that's something I've noticed is people are sending tracks back and forth, Dropbox and everything else,
Right.
So you can stay away.
I think Pro Tools has like a collaborator feature now.
Yes.
So where you can just like almost how like Google Docs works, like multiple people can be editing at once. I think they have that with Pro Tools now.
They do. Yeah.
That's wild.
It's nuts, yeah.
That's
Technology.
technology is amazing. You can do
I
that.
started on a 4-track, so
Just like imagine like mailing the 4-track out and then like weeks later getting it back.
the whole thing.
Yeah. I was gonna. Oh, is it an original Christmas song or is it a
Actually,
cover?
she's doing two.
Oh.
She's doing an original Christmas song that she wrote herself,
Like that?
and she is also doing "Oh Holy Night"
Ooh, that's
with
a
her
good one.
sister. They're really good harmonizing.
Yeah.
They learn how to speak English. They harmonize really well together.
They sing good.
They sing real good.
They sing real good.
You know, if they do,
They don't hurt my ears.
Well, I think that I have no more questions. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about?
Yeah. What else can we pick your brains about? Or what else do you? What any other announcements we need to know about? I guess when can people start living here and recording here?
When?
Yeah.
When do you? Because I feel like that's where this is headed. I'm kidding. You can start booking anytime. Send me an email. We can. If you need to work on an album for a week straight, you can do it starting. Well, not tomorrow. I got a couple sessions.
Give us a little bit of notice.
Yeah, we need some notice. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as possible. We got these rooms upstairs. People, we're gonna have a guest staying over the weekend.
Awesome.
So maybe some other time. Again, like just send me an email and we'll talk about booking.
Set something up. Beautiful.
Well, cool.
So if they want to find you guys on social media and the internets, how do they do so? Obviously, they're watching you live here, but later when hopefully
for
they're
our
listening,
podcast, how can they find you?
Okay. Let me.
You have it pulled up, don't
new.
you?
I just made a Cove Instagram.
Yes, go follow the Cove Instagram because we're going to be doing a bunch
I think I
of fun
did,
stuff there.
actually.
Oh, you did?
I
Okay.
think I did. I was like, oh, there's an Instagram. Great.
Yeah, type in. It's the handle is _Cove_Studios.
Perfect.
Or just search in the search bar the Cove Studios, and it's got our logo, the one in the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna do more content. Maybe we'll throw in our studio dog. And
Yeah.
Very sweet dog.
If you
Very sweet dog.
if you like dogs, there's gonna be a studio dog on the Instagram soon. So
If you don't like dogs, then I don't know what's really wrong with you.
Then don't come to record here.
Yeah, don't record
we don't want
Because
you.
there's a dog
Yeah.
here. The dog is here.
we just
Yeah,
moved.
the dog's sweet.
Yeah, we just.
All right, well, thank you guys for having us up
Yes.
here.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in.
I am
This
going
is
to
fun.
be
Anytime.
pushing this place super hard.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how awesome it is.
I wish I was a
I was
musician.
already doing it, even though I've never been here. I was like, let's do it in Arlington. Let's do it. Dakota works there. Let's do it.
It must be all right.
But now that I've been here, I can 100% say, yes, it's okay.
Yes.
It's great.
I wish
Better
I.
than okay.
Yeah, I wish I was a musician so I could record it, but
I'm
unfortunately,
going to let you borrow a bass, and you can just go doom, doom.
Whoa, I mean,
I can't play drums very
you
well.
don't have to be a musician to record here. You can do voiceovers.
Oh,
You can do
yeah.
a spoken word album.
Spoken
Yeah.
word, poetry,
Okay, I do have some
podcasts.
poetry. Very nice.
If it can be recorded, come on over.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect note to end on.
Boom.
If it can be recorded, come to the Cove.
Awesome. Well, I'll hit that button then.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
thank you so much to Eoin and Dakota from the Cove. Their recording studio in Arlington is state-of-the-art. It is ready to be used. It is amazing. It is incredible. Great things coming out of there, you guys. Please make sure if you're musicians that are looking to do professional work or professional musicians looking to do local work, please check out the Cove. It's incredible.
Yeah, you can stay there. You can record there. You can swim there. They are also working on doing the live streams from the backyard because that place is incredible, just top to bottom. And the dog was just so cute.
Yes, he was.
Very adorable.
Fresh haircut.
Yeah.
He looks really great. He was very energetic. But that place is phenomenal. If you are looking to record in Arlington and you can't get your foot in the door at Kirk Franklin's for whatever reason, like we haven't been able to, the Cove will welcome you with open arms. They have great equipment. They have great rooms. If you know any out-of-town bands that want to come through, they got places they could stay now. I mean, it's like a legit recording studio that is 0.2 miles from my house.
It's like all those cool music documentaries you hear about making the album and they stay in the same place. That's what that place is. I wish I was a musician, like I said, so I could record there. But, you know.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe Daryl doesn't just stand outside of it because it's so close. It's just like kind of.
I told Owen I was just gonna like start like walking by and like looking and seeing if anyone like say, hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah. And they were basically like, just come in anytime you want, though. They were like, come play the drums sometime, and I was like, oh, okay, but I haven't yet.
Well, you need to.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, they are very COVID. Their COVID protocols are on point.
Top notch. They have signs everywhere. They got sanitation stations all over the place. Great.
Great. Well, speaking of missing things, keeping up with things, wanting to do things, don't forget to
make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.